I was lucky enough to be here in London among about 100 other vloggers, bloggers and journalists with Canon at the launch of the new R system. A couple of days ago I was in London at the launch of the new Canon EOS R system. I agree with most online hands-on reviews that Canon's approach is a little bit conservative. However, I also think that we all are sometimes a bit too keen to judge a product based on just the specifications. Which is understandable, because when you have never even seen the product, that's very easy to do, to judge by the specifications. I've always said that the ergonomics and usability are more important than just the specifications. The ergonomics of the camera body and the lenses too is really good, and if you are an existing Canon user, the camera and the whole system is very easy to get used to. The menus and most part of the controls will feel familiar right away. The viewfinder has the now pretty much standard 3.69 million dot panel, and the viewfinder image is really nice. The rear display is responsive in my opinion, and the touch and drag system of selecting the AF points also works well. And the camera body is really comfortable to hold, even with the 50mm f1.2 lens, which is not exactly a small lens, but still the grip is so large that even with bigger hands I think you should be able to get a really comfortable a grip or hold of the camera. There's no in-body image stabilizer. And now Canon is the only camera manufacturer who doesn't do that. Canon says it's better to have an in-lens stabilizer, because then they can customize the stabilizer for that particular lens. But then not every lens has a stabilizer. For example, the new 51.2, there's no stabilizer. So I'd say the in-body stabilizer should be included in some of the future Canon full-frame mirrorless cameras. Lately there's been a lot of talk about the bayonet sizes. Those Canon engineers were pretty smart way back in 1987 to create such a large diameter bayonet, and the new R bayonet is the same diameter as the original EF bayonet. And I don't think it's just Canon's propaganda that the large bayonet is good for lens designers. I think there are some real benefits there, because the EF bayonet is fully electronic. All EF lenses are compatible with the new RF bayonet with an adapter. And I'm pretty confident that all those EF lenses will work really well with the R body. I have here EOS M5 with an EF M adapter and an EF 7300 lens here. This is a 2-year-old consumer grade camera body, and even this combination works well. I actually think that the bayonet size is something that Sony got wrong with their FE system. They first created the next mirrorless cameras, and then they decided to go full frame, but because of the whole system was so new, they didn't want to create another bayonet, and they went with the next bayonet that can barely fit the full frame sensor inside. But anyhow, that's what they did. But I think in the future they will run into some problems with that small diameter bayonet, or at least it will restrict their lens designers. Some people have already complained how large the new Canon RF lenses are, but the kit lens, the 2405 f4, I don't think that was large at all. But also, of course, the fast lenses, the 50 f1.2 and the 28 to 70 f2, they were pretty large. But what do you expect? It's a full frame camera and those lenses are really fast. Of course they are big, and they are not any bigger than Sigma or any equivalent lenses that we already have. It's just a fact that if you want quality optics on your full frame camera, those quality fast optics, they will be large. Then there's the single card issue. That's also been a hot topic lately. Okay, I've been using a digital system camera since 1999, and during that time I've had 3 card failures. But I've never lost a single image because of a card failure. I must have been incredibly lucky, but still, based on my experience, I can't see that one card slot a really big issue. But I also understand that some people really want 2 card slots, and they either have to wait for another Canon model or they have to buy another camera altogether. The image quality, I can't say much about that. I only shot JPEGs. I have the RAW files on my computer, but I can't open them in Lightroom, which is familiar to me. So can't say too much about that. The JPEGs look really nice, but I still want to see the RAW files before I say anything more. And then there's the 4K video. It has the crop, 1.74 crop, which is a bit odd. Canon has a long tradition of making great video cameras, and now they don't seem to get the 4K video out of the whole sensor area. They either don't want to do it or they can't do it. But I still think many vloggers will love this camera because of the fully articulating screen, microphone jack, headphone jack, and the excellent dual pixel autofocus that will just stick to your face like glue. So it's very easy to film yourself, even with a very shallow depth of field, without losing the focus. What do I think about the future of the Canon mirrorless, full frame mirrorless system? Well, next spring 2019 there's going to be another photo keynote, and I predict we will see at least one more camera body there and at least 2-3 more lenses. That's my prediction. I don't know anything, I'm just predicting, guessing. But all in all, I think now we have a really good situation. We have 3 camera manufacturers making full frame mirrorless cameras, and it seems that by the spring 2019 we'll have another one, a 4th brand coming in. So it's got to be good for us consumers and photographers. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen there and who will lose and who will win. No matter which mirrorless full frame camera you choose or use or like, I hope you liked my Canon EOS R hands-on experience review, and I'll see you next time.